Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome back. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy, and we are here today speaking with Cindy Dunlevy. She is the coordinator of the San Diego County Office of Education's Everyone a Reader program. Cindy, just some more questions about the volunteers and the parents, because this is more than just tutoring children in school. It's also an opportunity, really, to focus upon the children who need help. And sometimes parents, one, they're concerned, but two, they can be involved not as a volunteer or as a volunteer. So how do you educate them about what they can be doing so that their child is reading at grade level?
One of the new learnings that I observe when I do the volunteer tutor training is we have 5 P's in the program, and the first one is prepare. And what that means is when before a child reads a book that they are unfamiliar with, you actually do like a picture walk with them. You you look at the cover, what do you think it's going to be about? Then you flip through the pages and you let them make meaning with the pictures. They get comfortable with the book. And an important thing to do is if there's an unfamiliar word, you just go ahead and give it to them. For instance, I have a book. I can't remember the title off the top of my head, but one of the characters in the book says, "Goodness gracious me." Now, what second grader is going to know the word gracious? Why would we make them struggle with that? So when we're preparing the child to read the book, we would just give them that word. And then when they come to that page, they'll know what it is already. And as a child reads more fluently, they're comprehending more. So that's one of the things that we recommend. And a lot of times parents say, "Oh, I didn't think about doing that."
Makes sense, right?
Yeah, it does. But we're so focused on they have to read the words, but really, especially young kids, I've had parents, worry about their students when they're very young, and what should I do? What should I do? I say, well, get some books that don't even have any words. Let them make meaning. Let them enjoy the book. Mm-hmm. And of course, we know when we're at home, we want to read. We want our kids to see us read. Sometimes parents call me and say, "What can I do? My child is struggling." And I always say, read to them and let them read to you. When you read to them, you read above their level. When they read to you, they read at their level. Nice. And something that interests them. Mm-hmm. I remember reading the Harry Potter books to my son. And it was he's living in Texas now, and I miss him, but I do remember the time.
He's in college now, isn't he?
He graduated and got a job in Texas. Oh my
goodness!
But I remember the times we'd run home, lay on the couch, he'd throw his leg over mine, and we would lay there, and I would read Harry Potter to him. It's a very fond memory, and they do grow up fast. So I always encourage parents: read to your kids, let them read to you. Take the time.
Very good. You're going to have to tell us the other 4 Ps.
Prepare, pause, which means when a child is stuck on an unfamiliar word, don't just give it to them. They're smart. They can figure it out. That's part of building the confidence. Give them 5 or 10 seconds, and then if they need help, give them a strategy. Is there a picture clue? Can you skip it and read on? So prepare, pause, prompt. So ask important questions. Does that make sense? If they misread something, does that look right? If they say, misread it, does that sound right? If grammatically they don't read it right. Praise, of course, which is very important to be specific. You weren't sure of that word, and I saw you look at the picture and you figured it out. That was a really good strategy. And then the last one is probe, to check for comprehension. What happened in that story? Could you give me a summary of it? Not a repeat, but what was the big idea? Mm-hmm.
Very good. And as I look at these are great practices that you can do with any child. I mean, the training is 2 hours in length, as I understand it, and you teach the volunteers to do this. there's that aspect of reading, the word attack, the phonics, for example. That's part of getting to the meaning of words. Do you rely more on the teachers to teach the phonics aspect? Because it's not a core part of your training, is it?
No, it's not. Again, it's strategic reading practice with the students.
Very good. Now, after our interview with you today, we have folks coming on the show from San Diego Oasis, and we'll hear more from them. They also have a youth program, and they use seniors. There's such a reward, value, whatever, that comes from being a volunteer and working with the kids. Talk to us about the people that you have who come in and want to help out.
I'm familiar with Oasis. We've had them participate in our Everyone a Reader program. We know the obvious about volunteering, how it makes us feel better, it makes us feel more connected. I was just reading an article last week about how it can actually help physically and mentally, because we do feel more connected and that we're giving back. I spoke with a woman last week. She's 83, and she volunteers up in Escondido, and she was so passionate about the work that she did and how she felt that she was making such an impact on these students, because they have this bond. And think of yourself as a little student, and you might only have a close relationship with your teacher and your parents, and here's this other person that you see every week, and they really support you and make you they help you learn the love of reading.
Sometimes it does take someone outside of the teacher to make that impact, to have a different kind of relationship with the child. We see, for example, where older kids, seniors in high school, whatever, tutoring kids who are, let's say, struggling at the elementary school level and making things happen that nobody else could.
Right.
And so there's something about that relationship. It is, it's powerful. It really is. So.
Yeah. I mean, we've had senior citizens in our program. We have some schools where these people come every day practically, and they have their own relationship within themselves. If someone new moves to the neighborhood, the retirement community, they have them come in and become volunteers. We've also had high school students. We've even had middle school students tutor younger students, and it's really a win-win for the tutor and the student. It's actually a win-win-win because the teachers win as well.
Everybody, all of us. Very good. So let's talk a little bit while we have a few minutes left about what's happening in public education, what you see that's taking place that's exciting, because I know that you're involved in other ways, that you're close to the folks at the Media Library at the County Office of Education, teacher training and such. How are we getting better at what we're doing?
Well, yes, I work at Library Media Services at the county office, and we do work with library staff. We provide an online class for them to help them connect with each other and learn from each other and do a better job in the libraries, because they don't really have that support right now. A lot of the people that work in our school libraries are not credentialed. So we provide an online training for them. But what I'm seeing in education is we all have all the information we need in our pockets, right? With our phones. So it's going to look different than school should look different than the way you and I were at school, Jose. It's more what do we say? It's less sage on the stage and more guide on the side. So as teachers, we want to help students with self-directed learning, and we know from research that when kids are engaged in learning what they want to do, their brain is more engaged and they're going to remember. I mean, think about what we remember from school. I remember project-based learning. I remember building that model of Stonehenge and wanting one day to go to Stonehenge, and it's less memorization. It's more critical thinking.
And more hands-on, would you say?
Yes, definitely more hands-on. More student-directed, actually.
And yeah, and I know I'm seeing a little bit of that theme. We'll have folks, for example, at a future show, Classrooms of the Future, and looking more at being on a college track, or at least learning with a purpose. Does that make sense?
Yeah, I mean, it really has to be different and innovative. We don't want to do the same old things. We want students to be self-directed. We want them to ask questions. I think too much in school, all we want are answers, and many people don't. They don't know the answer. They want. We need to have them ask the questions,
right,
and then figure out how to answer those questions.
The process of getting to an answer, or just that process of problem solving, is more important. And so we tend to be very answer-oriented, as you're saying. I've read some. This goes back to work that I've done in the past. John Holt, I think, was a famous educator, and he talked about how our answer-oriented society puts students in a position where they do things like cheat, for example,
right,
and just trying to get to the shortcut and not really learning how to learn or learn how to process so that they come to answers. Yes.
Right. At the county office, we want students to graduate being prepared for college and career and life, actually. So if you think about your job when you do graduate from high school or from college, you can be taught a lot of things, but what you can't be taught is how to be collaborative,
right,
and how to be communicative, creativity, and critical thinking, especially now with all of the information that's available. Many times, kids are lazy and they don't really do research. They just search.
Yep.
So that's, again, working with the libraries as we work with students and teachers. You need to critically think about your sources.
Cindy, we have so many more things we could be asking you and learning from you. But we're out of time, so I'm going to ask you to come back one day. Can you do that?
Of course. Thank you.
Very good. Thank you for joining us. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy. You've been listening to Literacy for All, and we're powered by WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
Nowadays, Internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the Internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com.
On the internet, your business's reputation can be unjustly destroyed in an instant. Don't wait for that to happen. Building and marketing your 5-star reputation can increase your business by as much as 19%. Take control of your reputation and have the 5-star reputation you deserve with Reputation Marketing Solutions by DSI Development. Become the go-to company by visiting 5starrepmarketing.com. The number 5starrepmarketing.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. mozeguitars.com, 619-698-1185.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McCullough brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcCullough.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McCulloughe. ChristopherMcCullough.com. Nowadays, Internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the Internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com. Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.